We cannot go down this road anymore. We need to stop. We need Donald Trump to fix this. Is Donald Trump a messiah? No. He's just a man who wants to give back to his country, America. I like Trump because Trump is not a politician. He talks like a guy. And ladies out there, this is what guys talk about when you're not around. So if you're offended by it, grow up. Okay, and by the way, this is what you guys talk about over white wine when you have your brunches.
Charles, I can't prepare Jamie's meals.
No, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, Alex. I'm sorry, but I don't want you here.
All right, Charles. Goodbye, Jamie.
Jamie.
Charles, you've got to apologize to Alex. How could you kiss her and then ask her to leave? You know, you have a major ego problem.
The all-out war between former Charles in Charge co-star Scott Baio and Nicole Eggert shows no signs of letting up. Eggert spoke out again today, standing by her claim that Baio molested her when she was a teenager.
Eggert tweeting Saturday morning, asked Scott Baio what happened in his garage at his house when I was a minor. Creep. Calling herself and her tweets a molested child and claiming it wasn't a one-time deal.
Nicole Eggert, welcome to you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So we'll get to his defense in 1 minute.
Okay.
But let me ask you to tell us what you say happened beginning at age 14 with him.
Well, we started filming the show in September of '86 when I was 14. And he immediately took to me and befriended me and earned my trust. And then he started expressing his love for me. And sorry, it's emotional. And talking about marriage in the future. And then I was still 14 before my 15th birthday. We were at his house, in his car, in his garage. And he reached over and he penetrated me with his finger. And that is when the sexual touching and abuse started after that. The issue with him is that he was our boss. And, you know, he also was telling me, you know, you can't tell anybody, this is illegal, I'll go to jail, the show will be over, everybody will be sued, you know, you'll be out of a job, and, you know, you ruin everybody's life. And it's scary. That's intimidating, especially when you're that young.
How many times did that happen? Did you
that
have
happened quite often through the age of 16.
Like more than 10 times?
Yeah, more than 10 times.
Where-
More like probably once a week. And then on set, there was just a lot of groping, a lot of fondling, a lot of pulling me on his lap, you know, trying to sneak kisses in the back, which other cast members saw.
Mm-hmm. One of whom has confirmed that to us, and we're going to get to his statement in 1 minute.
My truth is that I wasn't ready to tell my story. And for me, it was always protecting the show and protecting, you know, that whole legacy that nothing happened there. You know, that was my delusion, and that was my cover-up always. And, you know, that's not the first time I covered it up. You know, I did it my whole life. Mm-hmm. I always lied about it. Shame plays such a weird part and such a strong voice. It just, you lie. And I didn't want anybody to look at me and think I was weak. I didn't want anybody to look at me and think, oh, victim. And it's not until now that I see other people coming forward and how many women I talk to that this has happened to. And it's more common than not, unfortunately. And when I talk to other women, I don't look at them and think, oh, you're weak, or, ew, you're a victim. And so it's made me realize that it's not gross and it's not embarrassing. And, you know, Nick, he's put out a statement because there was stuff that didn't make that interview, where I did tell him that I was molested and that there was so much more to the story.
I do want to tell the audience about that. So it's this guy, Nick Ritchie, who's got a very raunchy website and radio podcast. And you share a manager, I should point that out for the record, but he came out with a statement just now to follow up on the interview he did of Nicole, where she's saying, I was 17, and, you know, sort of laughing about she wanted to lose her virginity. And this is what Nick Ritchie has given us. He writes, I remember the day Nicole Eggert did the radio interview with me about Scott Baio. Nicole was distraught after the interview. And off air, she was an emotional wreck. She told me it was much worse than she described on air. She said he molested me as a child, and I didn't know any better.
You say that there are other people out there who witnessed the development of this relationship between Nicole and Scott. Are you prepared to bring those people forward at some point?
Yes, well, in fact, we already have. So Scott Baio said after Nicole came out a couple of months ago, he said, why doesn't she just go to the police? If she should go to the police. And you know what? We thought about it. I advised Nicole about the pros and cons. I told her to think about it. It's a big step, as legal action always is. She did give it a lot of thought, and then she said, you know what? Yeah, I'm ready to do that. And so we met with a couple of detectives, and I gave them the witness list of the people who came out and said, I observed inappropriate behavior of him toward her when she was 14, 15, 16, 17, on that set and behind the scenes.
I'm announcing today that I have taken 5 separate polygraph tests given by 2 highly renowned examiners.
Polygraph tests are not admissible in court. Former FBI agent Stephen Foster says that's because there are people out there who can trick the test.
Some people are just guilt-free. You know, they don't necessarily have a conscience, or maybe they refocus their attention in a different direction, or they control their emotions a little bit. And some people are able, during a polygraph, to tense up their muscles and change the blood pressure in their bodies.
His name is Ed Torian, and he's an expert polygraph operator with over 30 years' experience at spotting a liar.
What do you think makes the polygraph so successful?
There's no way you can overcome it. Did you answer the questions truthfully to all these questions?
No, there's one that I lied to.
Have I done enough to outsmart Ed and his machine?
Okay, would that question be, did you ever spy on your wife's emails?
No.
It wasn't?
No.
Was it, have you ever smuggled anything illegally?
No.
Prosecutors say there will be no charges because the statute of limitations has expired.
Sometimes a simple apology can just make all the difference in the world.
Lisa,